Okay, so we all know hooks are important. That's not news. But here's the kicker. The game has completely changed. What worked a year ago, heck, what worked 6 months ago, could actually be killing your views right now. That old, here are 3 tips for intro, yeah, that's a one-way ticket to getting scrolled right past.
And that is the big mindset shift. The most successful creators out there have stopped thinking about hooks as just a clever line of text. They think of it as a carefully engineered moment. It's this perfect storm of words, visuals, sound, and pacing, all designed to do one single thing: stop the scroll dead in its tracks. So, to really master this, we have to go a little deeper than just a few tactics. We need to get into the psychology of it all. This isn't about cheap tricks. It's about understanding how our brains are literally hardwired to not be able to resist a good mystery. It all comes down to this one powerful idea, the curiosity loop. A great hook has only one job: to open that loop. Think of it like creating an itch in the viewer's brain. You're creating this gap between what they think they know and a new piece of information they suddenly feel like they have to get. Your video closes the loop, but the hook's only job is to open it wide. And the engine that drives this whole thing? It's contrast. The absolute best hooks create a massive chasm between what your audience believes is true and a brand new, conflicting idea that you present. The bigger you can make that gap, the more powerful the curiosity and the better your hook will perform.
So, how do you manufacture that contrast on demand? Well, there's actually a pretty simple 3-step formula that works like a charm. First, you give a little context to get them leaning in. Then, you hit them with a scroll-stopping word, like but or except, that just slams on the brakes. And finally, you deliver the contrarian snapback, that surprising twist they totally didn't see coming.
Okay, so we've got the psychology down. Now let's break down how this stuff actually works in practice. Because a truly viral hook is way more than just what you say. It's got 4 key elements that all have to work together perfectly.
And I'm not exaggerating here. Getting these 4 things in perfect alignment is often the difference between 500 views and 500,000 views. Your spoken words, your visuals, the text on screen, and your audio and pacing, they all have to be telling the exact same story in those first few critical seconds. Let's start with the spoken hook. Rule number 1, clarity beats cleverness every single time. You want to keep it short, we're talking 5 to 8 words max, and it should be so simple a 5th grader could understand it. And here's a little pro tip. Don't be afraid of negative words. Our brains are wired to pay extra attention to things like stop, don't, or avoid. They're powerful attention grabbers. But here's a secret that a lot of creators miss. The visual hook is probably the most important element of all. Our eyes process images hundreds of times faster than our ears. So before a single word you say even registers, your viewer has already made a judgment call based on what they see. That first frame has to be compelling. Then you layer on the text hook. This acts like a second visual hook, a 1-2 punch. It gives instant context for what the video is about, it reinforces what you're saying, and it's a great place to drop that contrarian idea right away. Plus, and this is huge, it makes sure your hook still works even for people watching with the sound off. And finally, audio and pacing. People always say audio is half the video, and they are not wrong. The right music brings energy, a few sound effects can make things pop, and crisp, clear audio just makes you sound more credible. And please, keep the pace up. Avoid that dreaded millennial pause where you wait a second before talking. Just hit record and go. Okay, so you get the psychology, and you know the 4 components. But theory is one thing, right? We need some actual templates. So let's look at 3 proven hook formats you can use as a creative toolkit for your own content. First up is the fortune teller. This one works because it taps directly into our need to know what's coming next, our fear of being left behind. You're taking something that's happening right now and positioning it as the cause of some huge change in the future. A perfect example would be something like this: a big, bold statement that makes a prediction. It immediately opens a curiosity loop. The viewer thinks, wait, how is it going to change? And why does this person know? And just like that, you've got them. They have to stick around for the answer. Next up, we have the experimenter. This format is so effective because it builds instant trust. You're not just telling them something, you are showing them. You're basically taking the viewer on a journey to discover the results with you, which makes them feel invested in the outcome. I mean, come on. A hook like this is almost impossible to scroll past. It's an extreme action with a completely unknown result. The audience has no choice but to stay and find out what on earth happened. It's brilliant. In the third format, the contrarian,
is probably the most direct way to create that psychological contrast we talked about earlier. You're basically calling out a popular belief in your industry and saying, nope, you've all got it wrong. It instantly positions you as an expert with a unique point of view.
A statement like this is a perfect example. It directly confronts something that millions of people believe to be true. Now, it doesn't even matter if they agree with you or not. They're invested. You've created a tension that they absolutely need you to resolve.
Okay, so you've got the psychology, the components, and a toolkit of proven formats. It's pretty obvious that great hooks are engineered. They don't just happen by accident. But that also sounds like it could be a lot of work, right?
So the question becomes, what if you could take the core idea for your content and just instantly generate dozens of powerful hook options, all built on these exact psychological principles we've been talking about, and do it in seconds?
Well, this is where modern AI tools are really changing the entire creative process. A tool like Buzz by Thule, for example, basically acts as your AI-powered content partner. It's designed to take your expertise from a video, a document, whatever, and help you apply all these viral principles at scale. And the real power here is both speed and creativity. You can upload one single piece of content, and in a click, an AI like Buzz can generate all the written assets you could possibly need. We're talking dozens of hook ideas, video titles, full blog posts, social campaigns, you name it. And the best part is, it does it all in your unique brand voice.
So as you start thinking about your next piece of content, I want to leave you with this question. You put in all that work to create something valuable, something important. Is your hook doing all that hard work justice? Because the best idea in the world is completely worthless if no one sticks around past the first 3 seconds to hear it.